All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining. Tonight's our team call. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the championship cruise that was just announced yesterday and is already starting to get a few of you fired up. That's so exciting. And what exactly does that mean? How does it work? And what do you receive by doing that? So Jody asked a really good question. How to get to Crystal Executive and then also talking about the championship. So the points, if you guys want to look in your back office under contests and promotions, under the championships challenge view contest, it's going to have that's where you're going to start. So we need to put together teams, and everyone's just kind of in that beginning stage right now of teams. So that's really one of your first things. Good to know though is your points are saved no matter if you're on a team or not. So even if you're not to that process yet, no big deal. They actually are going back from July 1st. So for everything that you did from July 1st on, it's going to be a part of this. Now, if you go into the view details in your back office, go all the way down to the bottom. And it's going to go over everything in here. So this contest is from July 1st to December 31st. And you get points for different things. And guys, I've gotten close so many different years. So it's so achievable, but you have to work. But anyone can earn this as long as you focus. And Jill did her message yesterday, and I've watched different people who have earned it. Trisha Wilkinson, I watched her do this. And who else was brand new? Was it Kim Davalou, I think? They were brand new, only been in the business for, maybe 6 months at the most. And this promotion came around and they're like, I am earning this, just like Jody. I'm earning this. I am on it. I'm going to make this happen. And they just focused on that. And today they're making about $150,000 to $200,000 a year. They have a huge team, and it all started with that. We call it the ISA Derby, whether it's the cruise. Overall, it's called the ISA Derby. So you may hear us mention different things, all relating. And that really sets everything into motion. I remember when Jill was working on it, she was 2 points away or something like that, something so close from earning it. So you do want to watch your points, but that was the beginning of Jill's business. And she tried to put a bunch of us together, and unfortunately you have to spread it out amongst different ranks. So we couldn't join her with that. But by the time she was finished, she worked really super hard and was just 2 points. The next year she earned it. And you can kind of watch everything that's happened to Jill of maxing out a center. And she uses these promotions as a way to max out her center. So when you focus and when you really look at what the company is offering, that's what's going to take your business to the next level. So Jody, I love hearing that from you. And that means everything to hear you say that, to have you really, really like, I'm doing this and I've already gone into action. That's how you're going to get it. It doesn't just happen. Like we've always talked about with rank advances, nothing just happens. You focus on it. So you get points for different things. And a lot of you are in a really great position because many of you are newer, and you're newer with your ranks. And so as you build in ranks, that's when you get the most points. And so it's really kind of cool to put people that you're really financially tied to in the same team, because then you kind of double dip. So Jody, for example, Jody, if you and Bryce go on the same team, and as you rank advance, both Bryce and yourself get those points. So you guys are double dipping from your actions. Yes, baby. Where's the church? I have it. I'm using it. So that's really, really, really cool. So if you look at this, you get 20 points for achieving the rank of consultant for the first time. I think all of you guys are consultants. So we're not going to be able to count that one. But however, right now we're focused on helping other people get to consultant. So when you've got some really big heavy hitters coming in and you rank advance them to consultant, they're going to get the 20 points and you get 10 points. Now, when you hit manager, and about half of you are a manager already, and the other half are not. So when you achieve the rank of manager for the first time, you get 40 points. Whoever helped you do that, whoever personally sponsored you, gets 20. And then it just goes up from there. Director, 60, executive, 100. And then beyond executive, your rank, you achieve rank advances above executive, meaning 1 star, 2-star, 3-star, and so on. You get 125 points for every single one of those. So those are huge ways of receiving those points. Now, every time you enroll someone with 150 BV or more, you get 30 points. And for every auto ship of 125 BV or more, you get 20 points. So that's, 50, 70, 90 points from this. Well, you could actually go much further than that. You could probably get like about, I have to add that up, 60, 120. You can probably get 150 points from the same person as long as they get started like now and then they continue on auto ship. So 150 points is a lot. I'm trying to remember what we've had in the past. In the past, some of the top people have been right around 1,000. I wonder if the company, I can ask the company and kind of get an idea of what to work for. So you can kind of, look at your numbers and see. This is the first time we've had 6 months. Normally we have, I think, 3 months. All right. So now helping other people do different things like Healthy Mind and Body. When you get anyone started on Healthy Mind and Body, either so you can redo it, or they get started, you get 10 points. And then just for getting started with Ice a Body Challenge, one reason I've been kind of hot and heavy with that today, when you start a new challenge or you get a personally enrollee to start, that's 20 points. So there's, again, so many ways of doing that. So look at the FAQs and kind of look at that, but, keep your goals. So overall, we're really trying to achieve the same thing of getting the cruise, getting to executive, and just rank advancing. Jody asked, how do you get to executive? And I'll try and just show you real simple. Just look in your 90-day game plan, Jody, and it's 5 consultants on one side and 5 consultants on the other. So you need a total of 30 people. You're going to be bringing in 10 or more, and then you're going to help each of those people, which is what we're really focused on, helping you guys helping other people become consultants right now. But they, focus on them bringing in 2 people. So you really want to start that conversation from the beginning, and Mary Kay and Christina will actually cover that. Uh-oh, did we lose them? Oh, no, they're there. Okay, they're going to cover a lot of that as they do their talk tonight. But you really want to talk to them in the beginning about bringing in their spouse or a friend or their best friend or their mom or a family member, and just kind of get the ball rolling in the head. They may or may not be interested. They may or may not even been thinking of that. But when you start that process, that $820 script that we talked about last week, Jody, when you start that process, they will just kind of begin to think, oh, it's no big deal. Let me talk to my friend. Maybe my friend will want to do this, because everyone wants to do this together. And there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Think of, all right, so we have 1 male on here. So Aaron, and Aaron, I know you'll still appreciate this, but I'm going to go from a female direction. Think about if your best friend starts something and all of a sudden she looks fantastic. How do you feel as her best friend if she's never said anything to you? Whether it's her makeup or her skincare or her weight loss, or maybe even like an entire new line of clothes. How are you going to feel if she doesn't share anything and all she does is walk around strutting, if she looks and feels great? Is that going to bother anyone?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know Aaron is like, oh no, nobody's looking better than me. So we want to really help people understand that it's a good thing to talk to your friends. They're not doing a sales pitch. They're just helping their friends. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous with all this Facebook stuff about Jaden Smith, right? You guys all getting so tired of those private messages. And it's like, okay, are you really in that much of the dark ages anymore that you're still sending those out? But people have no problem sending stuff like that out. But they're still not convinced that they should talk about this to their friends because they want to keep it a secret. Use this as the example because everyone's going to remember this Jaden Smith situation and realize that, oh my gosh, that was just a message from my friend, right? My friend just did that. No big deal. You know, I listened to it. I didn't listen to it, right? No big deal. They either had an interest or they didn't have an interest. And that's exactly what we offer. They either have an interest or they don't have an interest. It's saying my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys hear me okay?
I can.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. So do that from the beginning, immediately from talking to them. And the more you do that $820 script, feel free to put your spin on it, but stick to it as much as you can. The easier that will just come out, and the more conscious they will become about talking to their friends about it. Now, anyone you know that wants to get this product at a cheaper price, at a discount, for free, or an income, they're super easy to talk to about it because they want to, right? So you just got to constantly remind them. And then also, okay, so it is freezing. All right, let me just see if I can move it. Also, when you enroll someone and they have that interest, is that better? You guys hear me a little bit better? I look a little bit better from the sunlight. All right. So when you're talking to them, you want to constantly remind them a little bit. You know, who else have you talked to? Have you talked to anybody else? When they raise their hand and they tell you that I'm interested, I want to do this, you need to show me the way. It is our job to follow up with them. And video is still frozen, sound is good. Oh, bummer. All right, I don't know what to do. I can jump on my phone. Is it bad for all of you guys? Jody sent me a chat.
I can hear okay.
Everybody can hear okay? I'm just frozen?
Yeah, you keep freezing up.
Okay, all right, let me see if I can fix that. We've been so good on that technology recently over the last few months. I'll get on my phone. And we're just going to have Mary Kay and Christina take over anyways. Oops. Join meeting 739-186-5128. So when you're looking at okay, you're going to just see me frozen. Turn it on. Technology is fun, isn't it? Yeah. All right. There we go. So technology is fun. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. But when you really start looking at how to achieve any one of these promotions, you really look at them all exactly the same way, but let them light your fire. Whatever it is, if it's the free enrollment, the championship, getting to executive, having a rank for celebration, whatever it is that lights your fire, let it light your fire and just go crazy with it. And when you do that, all of the other things will actually come about. And just 1 second, and I'm going to hand it all over to Mary Kay and Christina. But one thing I wanted to note to you guys is make sure you guys are keeping track of all of the people that you speak to. It's so easy to kind of forget a little bit those little conversations that you have with people if you don't write them down. And then when you have these big weeks where you can just quickly get on text or phone or private message and let them know, hey, oh my gosh, we're having a moment. This is a great time to get started. Oh, plus, hey, do you want to go on a cruise? Come with me. Because your brand new people are going to be the ones who really have an opportunity to earn this. Because again, they can go through all of those ranks super fast. They're really, really excited. It's easy to enroll right in the beginning when you have that excitement. So talk to them about the cruise. Don't be afraid to talk to them about the cruise. Promote it on your page. You might have inactives come back. You might have people who are just purchasing the product and haven't been in the business, now interested because of the cruise, or just people that have been watching you and they're like, well, I want to go on the cruise. And you have no idea what kind of go-getters people are going to be, what a vacation or a cruise or just even a challenge can do for somebody, how that can really kick them into gear. So make sure you're promoting the whole package. And the cruise is a big part of that package. We do also have tickets to celebration. So if you get some people who are really starting to kick it in, or they're rocking and rolling, you're like, they would make a really good part of the business. Talk to them. Let's get them an opportunity to get there. Even if you are not attending, don't hold back other people. Still talk to them. And guys, if you guys want to market to people in Vegas, those are the best people to market to, right? Vegas, of course, is like one of the most vain cities that there are, right? People are hungry for money. They're driven. They're motivated. They work nonstop. They're obviously, they've got to be somewhat tired. And their bodies and the way they look is exactly how they're going to make money. So they have to stay on top of everything, but they work so hard. I mean, that's such a competitive city. It's unbelievable. And so use your magic, reach out to them, do some ads in Craigslist and Facebook posts, and search for people that are in Vegas, because if you can get them to attend one of our sessions, if they can come to our team dinner, which we're going to do Saturday night, and we'll do it from our suite at the Palazzo. We're just going to make it informal, nice and easy, but trust me, you'll have a ton of fun. The Beebes don't go without having a lot of fun. And they can come to that, and it'll make it really relaxed for them. We can probably even get them to a couple sessions. Most likely, if they don't have a ticket, we're not going to get them into Tony Robbins. All right, so don't promise Tony Robbins unless they have a ticket. But there are still tickets available, and there might even be some discounted tickets out there. So talk to people and find out, how can we get you there? My gosh, Isogenics is going to be there. You're going to see our people everywhere. We're going to be talking about all the streets. If you don't have any interest in this business, you need to get to one of these events. All right, so with that, I am going to turn it over to some rock stars, Christina and Mary Kay Lipari, who blew up June and July and are already just got back from vacation, rock and rolling to get to executive as quickly as possible. So Christina, Mary Kay, how do you guys speak to people? How do you find them and what do you say?
Yeah, I can start. So basically, with June Bloom, Mary Kay we sat down and really came up with the game plan of which, I would use the word clients because that's what I use every day. So I apologize for using words you guys might be like, why did she call them clients? But for me, it's just, we take a look at our Facebook, and we both sat down and just kind of went through all of our friends and acquaintances. And we looked at their Facebook, we looked at how their everyday life is, and we kind of went through the people that have either, one, talked about weight issues, two, talked about health issues, or three, talked about performance. Obviously with Mary Kay with Derby, roller derby, there's a lot of her teammates on our Facebook, and we talked about the performance with them. So then with June Boom, obviously we're like, okay, we need to go for the lower hanging fruits. The people that we know are going to say yes, just with a little bit of education and encouraging, correct. So that's what we did, is we sat down, we both have a little board, and we sat down and wrote everybody down that I was going to work on, and she wrote down who she was going to work on. And then we just started messaging them.
And posting on Facebook. I know I got a few people interested messaging me saying, hey, I saw your post. You're talking about, and I primarily talk about the amp line and the shakes, because I started doing that too because of my wife, and just how amazing the whole line is. And it's just incredible that people out of the blue, people I don't even know that are out of state are like, hey, I saw your post, and I'm seeing that you're talking about energy and performance and not hurting after practice. What are you doing? And I'm like, let me tell you. So we've gotten people to sign up that way just by talking about the product, and even advancing it one step further and discussing, how awesome Isogenics treats its employees as far as the incentives and the promotions and the advancement, and even just getting the product for free. It's like, you can't really beat it. And I think a lot of people saw that too and jumped on board.
Right. And one thing that we've been doing is the people that we have signed up, once they put a post up about, their day or what product they've used or whatnot, and we see somebody comment that we don't know, we immediately message our friend and say, hey, we just saw that somebody has messaged you. Either I can message them and kind of talk to them, and we can do like a 3-way message, and then I kind of go into the whole, you can get free product if, you sign them up. So how do you want to approach this? Do you want me to give you the bullet points to kind of talk to them, or do you want to do this on a 3-way messenger? And they're immediately like, yeah, let's do this, coach me through it. And so like we had someone last night where there's a couple people, once she posted, they were all over her Facebook. And so I messaged her, I'm like, remember how I told you can get free product? I'm all, this is how. So I said, let's talk. Let me give you some coaching points. And then when you're messaging them, whatever you need, message me back and I'll give you some more coaching points. And she's all excited now. And we just had her sign up for IsoBody Challenge too, because we kind of talked to her and said, you're going to be spending the money on the product to lose weight because that's what her goal is. And then she's also a Derby girl, and she's out in Texas. And she's like, when I came to Arizona, I saw how fit everybody was. And I was really, encouraged to really start living my life healthier. What can you do for us with Isogenics? And we went IsoBody Challenge. And so she signed up and she's all excited now. So it's really just listening, understanding people's goals, really educating them. And, obviously we get obstacles and objections that come our way. I think the biggest one is budget. A lot of people,
oh yeah,
I can't afford it. So then we kind of kick in with it's a $3 a day or a meal type of thing. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. We tell them how they can tailor it to their budget. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And Stephanie, I don't know, maybe that's something you can help us with another time. It's just one of the things, the hiccups that we seem to be not able to get around as easily as we thought. Like when we're really stuck with someone who's just like, arguing over
the prices.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say arguing, but anyway, off topic. But yeah,
because basically, when I talk to them, I try to explain to them, I said, this can work for anybody's budget.
Right.
And I'll explain to them, you can spend $50 a month, or you can spend $1,000 a month. That really just pertains to your budget. And there's been a few people I say, sit down and tell me how much you spend when you go out for coffee and you go out for food and you go out for this and that. And those people, it's been like an aha. And then I've had other people that are like, well, we'll buy a canister, but what's that really going to do for me? And I said, well, it's going to get it into your body. And then once you get it into your body, you'll really see the benefit of this. So even though, like I said, we've gotten over the objections with being able to educate them about the prices and so forth, there's still been, like we have 3 people right now that are still hesitant to sign up because of how much it costs. But I mean, I think that's really, in my opinion, everywhere, no matter what product you look at, because people have buyer's remorse, or they've tried 100 different things, so they're just not comfortable with it. And that's where I think really where our posts, Facebook, keep dripping on them seeing us, adding them to Game Changers, and them really seeing the experience. And like a lot of people on the podcast and Facebook say, it can take them 2 years, but it's really about us dripping on them. In Jim's Facebook, I've been doing the social point of view studies, and also read his book. And, it's interesting because we all think we know Facebook, but after you really start doing the social point of view and read his book, it was like last night, like I had an aha moment after doing a few of the classes. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is exactly how we've been getting our clients. I'm like, everything he keeps saying is exactly what we're doing. So it's just nice to see that, you know, what we're doing is exactly what Jim and Stephanie and what, you know, what's been really making us successful and benefiting from just the social point of view with the tools that we have, really, and being consistent and educating and following up and using Facebook.
Awesome. Fantastic. And you're very organized, Christina. Can you kind of explain how you organize everything? Because that's one of the biggest situations with people, I think, is how do I remember who I've contacted and who I've talked to, and how can I call them back during these time periods, and what have I said?
So, yeah, I'm probably a little bit more organized because I'm very particular about stuff. So I created a couple of my own spreadsheets just so I can keep track of the clients, their auto ship date, the date I signed them up, the day I talked to them about Isabody, the day I talked to them about the mind and body, and then going over the 14 days, I write down what day they're going to start, what day is going to be their first day cleanse, and I have all that written down for each one of the clients. So that way we make sure that we're touching them every single time, that it's going to be imperative for them to know that we're here. So I kind of put together a board, and on the board we have Mary Kay's clients, and then we have my clients. And what we've done is we've put the date enrolled, their auto ship dates, and the last contact. So that way, as we're looking at the clients, we know, hey, it's been since, 6:25 since I've talked to this person. I haven't heard from them. I don't know how they're doing. Either I've gotten busy or they've gotten busy, or they're not doing it anymore. And obviously with us, we need to keep them on auto ship. So, just to get them to continue to take the product. So I'll even put if someone's gone off an auto ship, and then I'll touch base with them going, hey, I noticed you took off your auto ship. What's wrong? What's going on? And why are we not doing the auto ship? But more in a, not so like, why aren't you? But more in a professional, concerned friend, isn't this working for you? If it's not, why not? And then Mary Kay and I have our weekly boards that I've done. We got 2 weekly boards. And so each day I'll go on and put, okay, this is what we're working on for the whole week. And then we'll put people's names that we're going to work on those days. So like for today, I had 2 people's names that I had to contact, and then so on and so forth for the rest of the week. And so we go in and we check, okay, we got a hold of this person. If we didn't get a hold of this person on Tuesday, then we'll put them for Wednesday to get a hold of. So that way we're at least talking to 10 people Monday through Friday, no matter what, So obviously we're still going to talk to people through Facebook, but we're pointing, we've gone through our Facebook and we've gone through the leads that we want, and we're making sure that we talk to at least 10 people a week, no matter what. And those people are on our list to make sure that we can check them off, and it's not just a name we throw out there and forget about later on. So between the worksheets the worksheet I kind of put together, I kind of took Stephanie's worksheet and took my worksheet that I've had and kind of put it all together last night. And so just having that worksheet for every single client to make sure you know what's going on with every single one of them, because for a business it's important that they stick around.
She's so good.
She is. And the more you call them clients, Christina, the more it really kind of makes sense, actually, because you run it like a business. It is not a hobby for you whatsoever. It is a business, and you're on top of it, and you definitely take people that direction with staying organized, the checklist, and how you do everything. So something to think about, it may or may not work for you guys, for everyone that's on this call, but for some of you it may, because some of you do have that professional lifestyle where you work with clients. Maybe do a mental switch and look at it a little bit differently and see if anything else changes. Because when you look at things in a more professional way of how can I run this as a professional business? How can I run a corporation versus, okay, how can I get my business started? Things can really change. And
Right.
some things, sometimes just those simple little basics make all the difference. All right. I'm thinking of a few of you in particular. Heather, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you so much, Christina and Mary Kay. You guys are awesome. Go ahead.
Well, one thing is when I first got into business, when I was 19 years old, a mentor came up to me and said to me, clients are people you build relationships with, customers are people that you do service for. So I've always looked at a customer as someone that I'm not going to build a relationship with. It's going to be a service thing, and I may never see them again. So that's why, like I said, I always use client, just because I've always been told that's who you're going to build a relationship with.
That's great advice. Great advice. It's a big aha moment. It really
Right.
is. Thank you for that. Thank you, girls. All right. I know that everyone has some questions. I know there's a couple questions out there for you guys. So if you guys want to go ahead and unmute and fire away any question that you might have for Christina and Mary Kay. Questions in particular. All right. Jody.
Would you be willing to share your worksheet that you were talking about?
Yeah, I don't have a problem. Stephanie, are you okay if I share it? Because I kind of took some of your stuff too.
Yep, absolutely. So Christina's working off the checklist that we had talked about 2 weeks ago. And she put her spin on everything. So we're still in the process of finishing that. So, but definitely share that, Christina, and just, put the state that, it's not absolutely finished yet.
Is it kind of like that in like the new customer sheet? Is it similar to that?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what she took it from.
Okay.
Yeah. I took the customer sheet in the 14 days, what your 14 days should look like, and then the customer sheet, and just kind of tailored it to my liking, to say the least.
Yeah.
Jody, just to give you a little bit of background, she's a banker and Mary Kay is a legal assistant. So you're probably thinking along the same lines.
Awesome.
I know how you guys love to stay organized. I've got teachers on here, and I'd see Beth and Heather both going, Fantastic. Thank you so much, girls. I love it. Now, Heather, I did not ask you in advance. So I'm going to see. Heather has become a rock star herself. And it all started with the social media that we did with Jim Lepkin back in January and February. And Heather took that, and she took it extremely seriously and just went to town. Heather, do you mind sharing some of the different things that you've done? Because you have just skyrocketed as well.
Sure, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I can. I'm a bean counter, kind of like these other guys. I'm actually a statistician by education and training, so I love my numbers and my lists. So Jim Lepkin's training was right up my alley, especially when it's a numbers game, and it truly is. And what I had to do, being more of an introvert, is get over my fear of the unknown, fear of what other people would think. And it really started with, working with Fiona and my upline and getting kind of a good message that I could send out on Facebook Messenger. I've done almost everything through Facebook so far. She helped me refine that, and then it was really just duplicating that. And once you hit the button once and you didn't die, I didn't die, so I could hit it again. And it was really just sticking with the process. And for me, having a defined process and the checklist of what I need to do every day, reach out to 10 people, friend 10 people, every day I do comment on more than just birthdays. I send them a message along with wishing them a happy birthday, just so, I want to build the relationships, but it also keeps me appearing in their feeds as well as an ulterior motive. So for me, it's been focusing on the process while learning to get over that fear.
Nice.
And just commit.
And that was a big one for you, because you did have that fear and you didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden you set your mind to it, and you've been very consistent, and your growth has been amazing.
Well, thank you. And I plan to keep going. I have my first in-person tasting party this Saturday. So the free enrollment, I think, will work wonders as well, the timing of it.
Wonderful.
So
All right, great.
I will post pictures as well.
Yes, thank you. And I know you asked a couple of questions before, and then things with the holiday happened. So do you guys want to talk about tasting parties? Because I know that there have been a couple that you guys have done. Beth has done quite a few in the past. Jody, you mentioned that you want to do one, and Heather, you're having your first one. Do you guys want to talk about tasting parties?
Well, if anybody has any suggestions on, I'm following kind of the launch party checklist and planning on showing the Why Isogenics video, and then mine's called Wine and Wellness, so there's going to be free wine there too. So, and just great conversation. So, but if anybody has any other suggestions of what has worked and hasn't worked, I'd love it.
Fantastic. I have a few things, but I'm going to let anyone else speak beforehand if anyone has any comments. All right. So I love that you're going at very much from a friend perspective. It's a wine night. I'm here to just talk to you and answer questions and so on. And that really truly is what people are looking for. We get sold all day long. Billboards, Facebook, TV, commercials, radio, satellite, everywhere. We're being sold. And so for someone to get a break from that, but to just get the honesty from a friend or a friend of a friend, somehow they have that mutual respect, is a relief. They're coming because they have the interest and they want the information, but they still don't want to be sold. They want that comfy couch, belly to belly. I always refer back to that one commercial where there's like a bunch of girlfriends, like 5 or 6 girlfriends at the nightclub, and they're just sitting on the couch, just chatting. They're actually chatting about birth control, but they're just chatting and they're just going back and forth. It was extremely well done commercial, and that's what we think of. So Heather, just go that direction, stay with it, but also to be prepared. And because you are so organized, I know you will be, but those would be my other suggestions. It doesn't have to be extremely visible, but a little visible, but have enrollment forms, have pens available, have your laptop or your computer available so that as soon as something comes up, they see it, for one, to let them know this is real. This isn't just girlfriends getting together. There's a purpose behind it. So I can fill out your information. We can get you started. I actually prefer that you just fill out the information and not do it on the computer right then and there. It's too time consuming and you'll lose the other guests when you do that. So if you just have everyone fill out their information, some people just even have them fill out the information right away, whether they've made a decision or not. They have them fill out the information even before the party begins. And then they can then fill out the pack that they want as you get more towards that part of the evening. And then that way you kind of put it into their head of, all right, well, this is something that I want to do. It seems pretty simple. I just have to choose what I want. So there's simple little sales techniques that you can do that are very organized techniques that give them the impression of, hey, let's just go ahead and get started. And yeah, the free enrollment is huge to be able to offer that. Now, some things that people have done in the past are to offer free enrollment for those who sign up before the party and then maybe give them an extra bonus for showing up at the party and bringing a friend. So you can, hey, I know you want to do this. We've talked about it. Let's look at something really extra special. If you enroll now prior, you'll get the $29 off the company. But if you come and bring a friend to the party, I'm going to give you an additional $30. So then you'll have $60 off, or whatever you can afford and whatever you want to do. But that's something that people have offered in the past. Or if you have additional product at your house, and if they bring a friend, you want to offer that product. That's fun, and it's not something you have to do. Our program is so great the way it is. We don't have to give extra stuff, but just different things to think about. I always, if I ever need like extra Beebe somewhere, I like to order the shaker cups. And so I'll have those handy. I may not give them an entire shaker cup, but it gives me the ability to split it up and give it away, or just even a shaker cup as part of the gifts. People love to ask questions. So if you do some kind of, yours is going to be, much more informal cocktail wine party. But if you're ever doing a presentation where you want to, hand out raffle tickets, or I've done fake checks in the past, or Monopoly money, or different things like that. It's always kind of fun to get money in their hands, and then you can show them how to take the money that they earned from asking questions and turn it into how to get a pack. And so rather than asking questions, you're helping enroll friends and you get this money. So then they kind of see that whole visualization of, oh, I still didn't have to pay for it. Huh, cool. I have friends who will want to do this. I have girlfriends who are going to want to join me. And so those are just some of my tips, but keeping it nice and informal and fun is definitely number one. Well, I'm very excited for you, Heather. Great. All right, awesome. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Heather or about the tasting parties? All right, so it is 6:46. How do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like this has given you some new information or some different ways of reaching out to people, or do you guys want to run through a couple more scenarios? We've got the Jim Lupkin program happening. I would love, since he's offering that $1 trial, I would love to get as many of you guys on it as possible and have us, has anyone, let me kind of get a wide view here. Has anyone truly begun his online university yet?
I have.
All right.
I have.
Okay. All right.
I have.
A couple of you. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So it's not something we have to do together, but if we want to, get a group together, although you want to use the social media group because that's how you're going to get a ton of answers and really stay motivated. But if we at least, until I looked that it was $71, I did not see. You need to put in the $1, all caps, ONEDOLLAR. All right, we'll contact Jim. Take a snapshot. Try it again, Stacia. Take a snapshot of that and let me know. We'll take care of that. He's definitely on top of that. But if we want to start like a little smaller group, or just even use Game Changers bids and go back and forth as to what you guys are using, what you're trying, what you've experimented with, or just even the accountability. The accountability part is probably the number one thing with working in network marketing, and keeping that, because there's no one watching us. There's no one saying you need to do this, which is good, right? If you don't like being an employee, that's a good thing. However, we have to become the employer, the employee, the client. We have to become all of it. So use the team as a person to become accountable to. And like Jim even says in his program, state your good things, state your frustrations, ask a question. On a daily basis when you're doing your Facebook posts, whether in the group or on your regular wall, list out those things, because if you're feeling it, someone else is too. And so we can really work together with that. But using his program really faithfully and putting it out there should get you to the point where you're very consistent. Is everyone feeling like using his program is getting you to a place? And please be honest, again, safe place. We just always want to make sure we can help if there's some breakage. So is everyone feeling by using his program that it is forcing you to do more than you have in the past?
Yes.
Okay, any difficulties with that? And it is summertime, kids are home, work may not be happening, so that can cause a little bit of a difficulty. Is anyone having difficulty finding time to put your consistency messages out there?
Me.
Okay, all right, Aaron.
Okay.
Aaron, what I would love if you can come up, because your schedule is a lot different. He's a restaurant owner. So your schedule is a lot different than the majority of ours. If you could type up like a typical day or a couple of days for me and show everything. And even if you wouldn't mind, if anyone was willing to do this publicly, this is a great thing to show the team as to how to fit stuff in. So if anyone is willing, to post your daily schedule. And I mean everything: shower, breakfast, gym, bedtime with the kids, every single thing, and put it in there. And we'll find ways for you to fit everything in so that you can be in contact with people. And always just remember that Facebook is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now we need to respect the time for people, so you don't want to be doing it 1 or 2 a.m. But however, if you find that that's your only time to do something, that's when you can go to like Hootsuite or Buffer or one of those programs where you can get in your messages, but they're not scheduled to go out until people are awake. Because the last thing we want is for people's phones to go off while they're sleeping. Not everyone does do not disturb. I do, so don't worry about me. But it was a problem in our household for a while because my husband would always hear my Facebook go off, ding, 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 at 3 a.m. So I have to be careful of that. But you can do anything and everything 24 hours a day. But with technology, there's just some really different ways of doing it. So Erin or anyone else, if you're willing to do that for me, I'd be more than happy to kind of find you different places to do the times. All right, any other, is anyone having any struggles with anything as far as any of our programs or the contest or just reaching out to people? Mary Kay mentioned the price, and I can certainly cover that. But are there any other questions?
Is there any training for ISA tools?
There is actually. I'm just going to look and see in resources if they actually have it in ISA tools. Because
I couldn't find it.
That's another thing that you guys can do any time of the day. Guide me up towards the upper right. Yep, there you go. So on the upper right, when you're in ISA Tools, well, I have ISA Tools Pro, so I don't know the difference, but it will guide you and it will just say, it gives you a set up my site, and it gives you kind of like Isogenics Business.
Oh.
You get display information, upload your profile, social networks, notification, and it takes you through every single one of those. And then it will then start building my business where you add new contacts, share an article, share a video. It will walk you through it. There's a little arrow that you keep pressing to take you through. So it's similar to Jim's program where it's just a tutorial that you have to do it and then you can move on. Okay, that's awesome. And there's quite a few. I'm looking at it. I've never looked at it. We just kind of did it, but there's a lot of stuff in there. So that should be able to take care of you, Christina. And it looks like it's going to walk you through the home, the context, prospecting, my sites, my business, everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I have the, not the first one, the one that's like $15 a month. Is that the ISA Pro?
Same one.
Okay, maybe I was trying to find it on my phone, so that's probably why. So you found it on your desktop?
Yeah, the phone does look different than the desktop.
Okay.
They are not, they are the same, but they do not look the same. So maneuvering around is two different things. I would learn one and stick with how you're going to use it. If you're going to use it from your phone, then learn it from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the desktop is a lot easier, but you got to do what works for you. Now, for ISA sales tools, no big deal using your phone to send out videos and to add contacts and stuff like that. Certainly do that. But to go into all of the details of setting up campaigns and, well, setting up campaigns from your phone is easy too, but all of those extra things, just kind of see what works best for you. That's another thing that you guys can do 24 hours a day, because ISA Tools is going to allow you to follow up with people. So again, when we were talking at the beginning of the call about how to keep in touch with all the different people that you meet and have these little conversations with, if you automatically go into ISA Tools and add them as a contact right there, bam, they're automatically in your contacts. You'll know exactly, again, who you can go back to and start calling, but you can also set them up on a campaign. And the campaign can be for product, it can be business, it can be both. It can even, it can be once a month, it can be every 3 months. So group text message. Okay, Jody. So let's just go over a simple little thing. So when you guys, if you have an iPhone now, Jody, do you have an iPhone?
No, it's a Android.
Okay, who has an Android? Anyone have an Android? Heather, can you teach Jody real fast on how to do a group text or send it out to multiple people? Now, the group text is different, and honestly, people don't want to be on a group text. So you need to be a little careful about that. It's better to copy and paste. If you're sending messages out to potential people, friends, clients, anything like that, don't do a group text. If you're sending a message out to your team or people on a team, that's a whole different thing, and still not everyone likes to be on that. But anytime, there's a response, if they're at work, their phone ding, ding, ding. So we do have to be a little careful. But
So like tonight when you sent the thing, like when there's a team call, you send out it comes in on my phone as a multimedia message.
It is.
What is that? Is that a group text that you're doing?
So okay. I just go, and again, I have an iPhone. I don't know Androids at all. But I just go to the top where you start typing in that person's name, and then I go to another name and another name and another name, and Heather's saying yes. And then you type your message and click send. So if you
actually add in the people you want.
What's that?
You actually add in the people you want each time. You don't have them like set up in a group.
Yeah. So the way iPhones work, I don't think they have that group setting anymore. They did for a long time. I don't think they do anymore. But once you begin a group, you can bring that group back up. So like I could just search for Jody, and then I would have all of my messages from you, but I'd have like just you, or like you and Bryce, or you, Bryce, and Aaron,
right.
or like the leader call for these calls.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I do it. And that's how I do it when I do, when we get new shakes in, that's exactly how I go. So I search for people that I'll search, like for this last one, I'll search for, what was our last shake? Mocha. And I'll search Mocha, and then it'll bring up all the people that I had sent a message to about the Mocha shakes. Or if I want to go way back in time, I'll do pumpkin spice. But it will show me every single person that I sent that message to, so that I can, again, just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So it's not a group. I do more copy, paste than I do groups. People don't like groups. There are certain groups that are okay. And as a leader, what I've done is categorize teams, and especially leaders from the specific team. And so I'll have them in groups. So then that's super easy. And the phone will actually show up that way. So, just for an example with Beth, I'll always have Beth come up, but then I'll have Beth and Beth come up, and then I'll have Beth, Melissa, and Ellie come up. And so then I can just pick whoever I'm sending that to. But I just have to type in Beth, and all the options come up. So feel free to practice around. You can always practice with me. I'll be guinea pigs. All right, cool. Other questions about anything? I'm going to read through your chat, see if there's anything else.
Stephanie, okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I have a question on the ISO tools. Like, there'll be a lot of times I'll send out some videos, but I feel like if I don't have the person's phone number, can I not send it?
No, it's a little bit trickier. You can send out the campaign, and you can, let me just see if I can share a video without a phone number. You can send out campaigns because they're through emails. But let me try, I know I already have you in here, but let me try and add you without a phone number. What's your email address real quick, Aaron?
AWELLSIMS@gmail.com.
AWESIMS?
No, I'm sorry. AWELLSIMS.
Okay. So I am going to, I don't want to add you to that. I'm going to add you to An Isabody Heavy Accountability Drip, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I just did it. Oh, email taken. It's because I already have you in there. Let's see, Heather, I don't think I have you in my program. Can I do one with you? Okay, great. I'm going to need your email address.
My email address is hshonrock, which is HSCHONROCK @hotmail.com. And I started doing one of these drips with one of the people I think would be interested in the business. And I approached it from the perspective of, hey, I've never done this. Can you review these email drips for me and let me know what you think?
Yep.
So she was she was my, quote, guinea pig. And she's reviewing the information for me, but I'm also asking her about the content, but kind of getting it in there without pressuring her to do the business.
Perfect. And did you guys all catch that? So that's a great thing. Again, kind of coming out of the box. Now, if you're already out of the box, then don't go that direction. But if you're still wanting to get out of that box, I think that's fantastic. And you can use that for everything. Guys, I need to practice my $820 script. They're like, well, what's that? Don't worry about that. Can I just practice with you? Or I need to practice my campaign, or I'd like your opinion on my website. I'd like your opinion on my content from these emails I'm sending out. And then they're going to have to look at them because they need to give you back feedback. So while they're giving you feedback, they're taking in that information. That's fabulous. And that's actually a David Wood training. So great job, Heather. You learned from the best there. And then just put that into usage. That's fantastic. So I sent that to you, Heather. Hopefully I spelled it right. That's my only concern. And I'm not sure if it will start. It'll probably start tomorrow. So just check in with us. All right, awesome. Any other questions about anything or any other comments or different ways that you guys are reaching out to people, staying very organized and using your follow-ups? Nope, not yet. Okay, so then real quick before you get off, and Jody, just so you know, Erin and I are going to give you a call after this, okay?
Oh, you're going to what?
Erin and I are going to give you a call. We have something we want to offer you.
Oh, okay.
And it leads into this next conversation. So real quick with celebration, everybody. Heather, you're going, right? Yeah, you're rooming with Fiona. Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, so celebration. I wanted to try and cover something that we hadn't already talked about. Does anyone have any questions? Otherwise, I'm going to think about what we talked about last time just to make sure. Okay, so our team does try to sit together. We try to stay together as much as possible. I will bring boas, so they're pretty easy to find. We will be wearing them, and yes, Erin, I do expect you to wear it.
I want pictures of that.
We for the past 4 years, we have always tried to sit on towards the front right side of the arena. We have to get there fast. I always look for people who are willing to help me save seats, and they only allow a certain amount of people in to help save seats, but my husband never feels a need to do that. So if anyone ever wants to volunteer, that'd be great. But we try to save seats with the boas. Most people are pretty good about that. But the important thing is as team members, you guys have to get there as quickly as possible. Because as it gets closer to the event starting, people do get a little upset. Everyone wants to sit towards the front. And I've been pretty successful getting to the front over the last few years. So just get there as quickly as possible. The lines are long. So if you do volunteer to help me and you get one of the lucky bracelets to get in, our line is long too, but it's not quite as long. So you'll spend a lot less time in line. You probably will have to get up a little bit earlier in the non-early registration line unless you go in early. So just plan on every morning is going to be super early. There are a lot of people who like to go to the gym in the morning, but you're going to find that it's a lot easier to go to the gym at night. You really won't get too much of a break in between. Your evenings that, you know, you can be a little flexible with depending on what you've achieved during their promotions are going to be Monday and then Wednesday, unless you leave Wednesday. Tuesday, of course, we have gala. It starts at 8 p.m. Everyone with the celebration ticket gets in, so no worries on a separate ticket. And then we open Sunday night. So Monday, unless you hit as executive, Monday is pretty much your only evening. So plan your gym if that's important to you. What a lot of people have found to be easier are running the stairs. You're going to get hot. You're going to get sweaty, but you're going to get hot and sweaty anyways. But the lines for the gym are super long. Not only do you have all the Isogenics people, but you've got all of the other people that live in Vegas or are visiting as well. So find a different resource, and even if you can just do yoga or push-ups or sit-ups or whatever in your room, that might save a ton of time. What else do people do? That's as far as exercising. Again, the lines are long. Come prepared and plan on not going back to your room until the end of the session. If you're one of the lucky ones in the Venetian or Palazzo, it's a little bit easier, but they're still far away. However, if you need breaks, if you can get overwhelmed by the music and the loudness and the people, go ahead and take a break. We'd rather have you take a break than lose you altogether. Some people can handle the whole thing and thrive in that environment, but you just know your body and what you need to do. If you are close by, if you can head back during lunch and take your break and your lunch during the lunchtime, that's better than missing any of the content. As Christina and Mary Kay learned, we always hold our best speakers to the end of the day. And so you never want to leave early. They do that on purpose, of course, because they want everyone to stay. But you will miss out. Even if you think, oh, it's okay to leave during this time or that time, there's always going to be something special. Some of our different events that we hold are the Make-A-Wish event. There's the Ice-A-Body. You do not want to miss Ice-A-Body whatsoever. And we're praying and hoping that Lauren Kreider gets on stage. If anyone wants to be promoting Lauren Kreider right now, certainly feel free to do so. She's all for it. And then Misty Frey, if you guys live in Phoenixville, she's our Will Call girl. She's doing the company Ice-A-Body and has a really great chance of winning. So go ahead and promote either one of them. But that's a really, really special event. You will cry. If you want to bring Kleenex, either of those two events will possibly make you cry. They provide you a bag and a notebook and a pen, but just in case, bring extra pens, bring extra paper. If you're a note taker, you won't have enough paper in what they give you. So bring an extra notebook, but bring everything that you're going to need. So your e-shots, little sticks of ionics, replenish, chocolate. You eat more in your seat than you think. There's something about sitting in a classroom style all day long. It's amazing how hungry you will get. And so you'll see people all over the place just eating in their seat, whatever you want to do, whether it's nuts or snacks or vegetables or isogenics, whatever it is, feel free. Don't ever feel self-conscious about eating in your seat because we do it all day long. Again, of course, it's cold, so make sure you have that sweater. Bring extra water. Last time I talked about bringing a gallon. If you drink a ton of water, bring a gallon. The water, I mean, there's 15,000 people at these events. So the water jugs do get emptied. Bathrooms are also a little bit of a problem. So just, you got to be patient with that. Extra phone chargers. There's something about being in those rooms that kill your battery. And every single outlet always gets filled up, so you're not going to be able to go get plugged in really easily. So get those extra batteries that you can just sit in your seat. We pass them around all day long. So make sure when you get back to your hotel room, you charge both your extra charger and your phone, because we're all helping each other at that point to get through that. Anything else, other things, especially those of you that have been to the events, what's important to bring up? We'll continue every call to do just a little something, but anything else you guys can think of? All right, awesome. So really highly recommend staying consistent every single day from today, especially this week. If you're going to kick it in at all, kick it in this week. Use that free enrollment opportunity to really find out what you're capable of doing. Push yourself more than you've ever pushed. You'll be so happy about doing that. If you can all schedule a tasting party or a launching party like Heather has when Jody's scheduling, do that. You can just schedule them and invite people, and there's so many ways to do that, but just invite friends and family and have them invite friends and family. Do a Zoom one. Invite people, publicly invite people to tomorrow's call, the Isogenic Zoom. Oh, that's awesome. So Jody scheduled her first one on the 30th while we were on this call. That's fantastic. So you just have to set your mind to it. That's the biggest thing, is I'm going to do this. And Jody, love you, girl. That's how you set your mind to it. You just set your mind to it of I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go forward. Make sure you're reminding people. Another sales technique is to ask your friends to bring something so that they feel committed to coming to the party. So if, I didn't have a chance to get to the store tomorrow or before the party, can you bring napkins? Or, I'm going to be so busy up and coming before the event starts. Is there any way you can bring the ice? They're not going to want to show up without their stuff. And if they bail and they didn't bring that, then you're without ice. So people will come just because you obligated them. They don't think of it that way, but it's in the back of their head. So those are some different techniques I learned a few years ago. All right, guys, stay consistent. You guys really, truly are all rock stars. And really concentrate on the cruise. Write down what you need. Write down what you need to get to executive, whether it's Crystal or not. Don't focus on that. What do you need to get to executive? 5 and 5. And it's actually 30 people. And so focus on your 5 and 5. You're 10. Even if you already have a couple consultants, look for 10, 10, 10 all the time. And constantly bring in their friends and talk to them about receiving that extra $50 to $370. All right, guys, you guys are the best. Love you guys. We'll continue working on rank advancements every single day. All right, guys. You guys all have a fantastic evening. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.